Hey y'all, welcome to another What Else Is Going On, aka We Go podcast episode. Y'all, I have my girl on. And when I say my girl, I don't mean we just talk on social medias, which that can still be your girl, right? Because we have different relationships, social media relationships, real life relationships. I'm talking about on the phone, may almost cuss me out if I don't get back to her.
No, I know you out in them streets, honey.
I know that she messes with me because she knows, like, I'll be out in them streets, but she also knows if it's something important or look, I got to run something by you. She knows that I will call her. She is a teacher through and through, which I love. She is, when I watch her videos, I learn something every time, whether it's about Tamar and Mendices. Really B is a teacher at heart, because those of y'all that watch her know she manages to throw in a lesson some kind of way. And I always tell her she gets on my nerves because she always, now I think I'm logical. She got me beat. She taking all emotion, all out of it. And she just, this is a teacher, y'all. This is A, this is B. Move on.
Listen.
And I'll be like, but no, y'all, I love Really B. She's funny, y'all. She has good content. If y'all don't watch her, make sure you check out Really B's channel. She also does the Teacher Project because, like I said, she is a teacher. What I love is that she's passionate about teaching, passionate about her job. To me, that's what I get. She loves her job. And as a parent, I thank you for that. So Really B, welcome back to the podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. And I mean, I've been waiting for my invitation to come back.
Really? Okay, y'all here. See, this is what I mean. She ain't going to cuss me out, but she's going to cuss me out in a teacher way.
Thank you so much. I'll be on my good behavior. Thank you so much.
No, I love the bad behavior. No, you know what I love? I love when you let loose and cuss the people out. You be like, now I wasn't going to address this.
Listen, I try not to let that side come out too often, but sometimes the people just take me there. Take me through that. I'm just saying. But I try my best. I really do.
It is hard sometimes. Me and Rodney talked about that. Like, sometimes you just have to backspace. Because
my cousin Rodney, yeah, I saw my cousin Rodney was down here.
Yes, listen, everybody coming down to the house. Look, all the family coming down to the house.
That's the fam.
Sometimes it's, for me, like he said, you be wanting to say, who are you talking to? You can disagree. You can do whatever. But sometimes the way people, it's like, you wouldn't talk to me like this in person.
Right. Well, you know, the internet has made everybody, not everybody, but you know, the internet has made people these keyboard gangsters.
Mm-hmm.
What frustrates me is when, and I this is probably the teacher in me as well. What frustrates me is when I'm like, I know what I said. I speak clearly. I was very clear in what I said, and you heard what you wanted to hear. That is where I get frustrated. Because if you're addressing something that I said respectfully, yeah, we can have a conversation about it. And I'm not infallible. Like, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I say things wrong. I get information wrong. Like, that's what happens sometimes. But when I know I didn't say it, and you have in your mind interpreted something, and then you want to come at me with it, I'll be like, that is not what I said. Like, you heard what you wanted. That's what frustrates me more than anything else.
That's literally what he said. He said, sometimes I'll have to insert the clip. Like, that's not what I said.
Like, I might have to start doing that.
Yes. I said, like, when people say, oh, you just hate so-and-so, where did I say, what have we become as a society that if I don't agree,
then I hate you.
I hate you. I'm talking about something I see, I'm hating on you. I'm talking about something that I see. You telling me I'm hating because I'm talking about your favorite. So I'm telling you, I could tell you hating on me because I'm talking about your favorite. Like, come on. Like, when does it? I'm like, where has critical thinking and conversation gone?
Right. And I don't have to agree with, like, me and you, I'm not going to say the names, but we've talked about the different reality shows, and there are people that you like, there are people that I like. And a lot of times we're on opposite ends of if two people are fighting, you're like, well, I'm team so-and-so.
Yep.
I'm team so-and-so. And we're not teams, but
yes,
but we can have the conversation. We can disagree about it. We can state where the difference is, and we can move on. And
yes,
I agree. We've gotten to a point now. I mean, even not to go there, but even when we look at things politically, it's so if I don't agree with this one thing you said, then that means I'm a hater. No. And just because overall I support you, that doesn't mean I support everything that you that you say or that you are running on, and it's the same way with reality shows. Like, look, I don't know none of these people in real life.
Exactly.
I can't pick up the phone and call not nail one of them. Well,
Come
maybe one
on.
or two, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe one or two. But even the people that I'm cool with, that I can get on the phone with, I tell them off the break, look, I am reviewing what I see. And if you acted a fool, I'm going to talk about you acted a fool.
Yeah.
And most of those people get it.
Yeah.
Get it. Now there's some people that don't get it, but that's in anything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
that's one of my biggest frustrations.
I like when you went political because when you said just because I support you doesn't mean I support everything.
Right.
And people forget that that is important. We are allowed to
Absolutely.
critique because if not, we become like the other. I won't even say party, but well, I'm just saying the people who are supporting this current administration. From what I see, they
Yeah.
support unapologetically. They support
Absolutely.
everything he does. So when
Absolutely.
I can't critique someone whom I'm supporting, I become like them. And now, of course, there's some things we're not going to say in front of mixed company,
Right.
of course, but
Right.
we can critique.
We can critique. Listen, I'm gonna say something. As much as I love Barack Obama down, and I do, and I do. When he was running, I was really on the fence between him and Hillary because of his education policy. I agree with
Mm,
Hillary Clinton's education policy more than I agree with his education policy. And so it was honest. I'm just being honest.
yeah,
It was a tough call for me because yes, I am a black woman, but I was also an educator.
right,
So he was talking about things that were going to affect me in my
right.
day-to-day life. But ultimately the black won out. But it definitely, honestly, it was a conversation that, again, it was a conversation that I had with a lot of my educator friends. We
Hmm.
all had that, not all, but a lot of us had that same conflict because I just didn't agree with his education policy. Now, ultimately, yeah, he my president and ain't nobody gonna say nothing different. But at the
Thank
end of
you.
the day, you don't have to agree with everything.
Right. And I like that the conversation was even had because sometimes that causes it called like to me good conversation begets good conversation, get your thoughts and all of that kind of stuff. So I like
Hmm.
that you even had the conversation. Well, let me ask you this, get a little personal, if you will, because I'm trying to do a mix of my old podcast, Tales from a Butterfly. Everybody always
Okay.
wants to be the butterfly. Nobody ever talks about what it's like to be the
The
caterpillar or
caterpillar.
when you're
Ooh.
in the cocoon.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
so I kind of want to do a little bit of both. So when you
Okay.
we talked about reality TV and how we're at a time where things are changing.
Hmm.
When you look at your span of being an educator, because you've been an assistant principal, right? You've done
Hmm.
all the things. You coached. You've been a coach for the kids.
I've been a coach. Yes, I coached volleyball, child.
What
I didn't say I was
is
good at it, but I did it.
what is the one thing that stands out to you that has changed from the time that you've been an educator as far as education wise, parent support wise, student wise? What's something that almost like smacked you in the face, like, wow, things are really different now?
So I don't want to give away too much because there's a project that I'm actually working on for 2026. I'll come back and tell you about it when I'm done.
Okay,
But
okay.
honestly, the biggest thing that has changed in education is there's no accountability on the child.
Wow, okay. Mm,
All of the accountability on the teachers and on the school. Parents don't want to take accountability for what their responsibility is. And ultimately, and I teach high school, so I'm talking about high school students who are able to comprehend and take responsibility. Um, Everything just falls on us. If a kid, perfect example. I was listening to a teacher. It was just an Instagram that I was scrolling past, and she was playing a clip from a person who was saying, if students aren't passing your class, then I think the teacher needs to reflect on why the student isn't passing their class, right? I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember his exact words,
right.
but that's ultimately what he was saying. And this teacher, it was a reaction video. So she was like, "Look, I'm a retired teacher." She was like, would you say to a doctor, if your patient is dying, it's your fault if the patient refuses
Mm,
to take their medicine, if the patient refuses to come in for their doctor's appointments, if the patient refuses to listen to your recommendations? Would you say that to a criminal who got convicted if they didn't listen to their lawyer's advice, if they didn't, come in for their
Right.
consultations. She was like, so why is it my fault if a student doesn't come to school, if a student doesn't complete assignments, if a student doesn't pay attention in class?
Mhm.
Why does the onus fall on the teacher? And when I first started teaching, we had tools at our
Okay.
disposal that they have gotten rid of. They have taken away probably 95% of the things that we could do. For example, after school detention. We can't have after school detention anymore, right?
What?
I'm speaking generally. I'm not speaking for every single school in the
I know
country.
what you mean, but like,
Don't nobody email her saying they have it at my school. I'm talking in general, right? When I first started teaching, if I called a parent and said, "Hey, Taria, your son Corey, I'm gonna say your son's name.
no,
Your
you
son
can say
cut
it.
up today. Your son cut up today. And I say, look, I'm gonna keep him after school for a few minutes. I'm gonna have him finish up his assignment because he ain't finished it in class. When I first started teaching, your response to me would have been, all right, and,
Yeah.
and tell him when he get home, I got something for him.
What? Because I was getting ready to say
You know
that.
what I'm saying? But that's not the reaction now. The reaction now is one, I might not even be able to get you on the phone because you may or may not listen. We have parents who have blocked the school number.
Girl.
I'm not lying.
It's not funny. It's sad, but what?
Hmm. Uh-huh. They will block the number to the school. So I got to get you on the phone. And then when I get you on the phone, you're gonna argue with me that he ain't do it. It wasn't him. He didn't do it. I'm lying on your child. I'm making stuff up. I just don't like your child. Listen, you ain't even talk to Corey, but you gonna tell me Corey ain't do it.
Exactly, exactly. And even if you were to say, I remember one time I did get a call from his middle school, and what they said he did, it didn't sound like something
Hmm.
that he would do, but I still listened. And as I'm listening, they said, this is not typical him, but this is what happened. I didn't immediately just say that because he did do it.
Right,
Even though there was a circumstance behind it, at the end of the day, he still did it.
right.
So I've learned that.
And I tell parents a lot of times I say they're going to do it away from you before they're going to do it in front of you. But what happens is by the time they do it in front of you, it's too late. When
Mm.
we see all when I first started teaching, cussing was a big deal. Now the kids cuss, and everybody act like it's not a big deal for kids to just cuss. But again, that's another difference. When I first started teaching, if a child cursed, that was grounds for suspension.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, and God forbid if you cuss somebody out.
I was
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
I remember being in school. Yes, that was
Yeah.
like
So if with a child using profanity or whatever the situation is, I would call a parent and say, hey, your child called me out my name. My child doesn't cuss. Well, no, they don't cuss in front of you.
right.
You know what I mean?
Like
But see, 6 months later, 8 months later, the parent is now up at the school looking for some help because now the child done cussed them out.
right. So
You know
now
what
they
I'm
want y'all
saying?
to intervene.
Now it's I need help with him because he's out of control. Well, we tried to tell you 6 months ago he was having giving us issues,
Yeah.
but it was we were lying on your child. We was making up stories. So
And I always feel like if a person just outside of someone being abused by a parent, but if a person disrespects their mom or their, like I said, outside of that and just I'm gonna do what I want to do, they ain't gonna have no problem disrespecting a teacher or anybody
absolutely
else
not.
on
Absolutely
this
not. And
planet.
especially if they know there's no consequence for the behavior.
Yes. Yeah.
If little Bobby knows he can cuss me out and his mama is going to defend him, not even asking whether he did it or not, but going to defend him, what's going to stop little Bobby from cussing me out?
Girl, I will never forget. There was this teacher, and I promise y'all, like I was very intuitive. Like I could pick up all the, at a young age, because I always wanted to be in the adult conversation because I felt like the kids wasn't talking about nothing. So they would always be like, "Go with the kids, girl." I'm trying to listen to the events, all of that. I'll never forget. I was in 10th grade, and there was a teacher, and I know for a fact that she didn't care for me. And I'll never forget the lesson my mom told me, but it was something when I tell you it was every day it was something. So one day she said something and it was like to embarrass me like in front of the class. So she was like, I'm gonna call your mom. So I'll never forget. I said, call her 609-327-2556. In my mind though, I was like, ooh, my mom going. So I knew what I was getting into. Now fast forward, they had the meeting, blah, 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 blah. And my mom told me afterwards, listen, She probably doesn't. Like what she said was teachers are human beings too. They have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
She probably doesn't. She may not like you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give her a reason to act on that.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you're supposed to do, and she won't be able to touch you. She won't be able to do anything to you. And if she gets
Mm-hmm.
out of, starts
Mm-hmm.
doing things, then you let me know because I just thought I was handling it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right, right,
on my
right.
own. But then it got to this point. But I never forgot. She told me that. Let me just do my work, mind my business. And if it gets to a point, then I'm gonna tell my mom.
And to be fair, if I'm being fair, your mother is correct. We are human. There have
Yeah.
been students that I have not liked. I'm just
Yeah.
there have been students that I have been like, my like hate to see them. I'd be like, dang, why are you never absent? And yes, there have been times when I've had to check myself and be like, okay, now you have to be fair.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So we are human. So I'm not saying that it doesn't happen,
No, but I know, but
but
overall,
yeah, but for you to automatically, not you, I'm just saying, but for parents to automatically assume that that the teacher doesn't like their child, you don't know,
yeah.
and
Right.
you don't know, right? You don't know, and again, so to go back to you, I guess we don't went left, but to just give you a short answer that I guess we already made it a long answer. I really wish that parents and any parents that are listening to this, I somewhere along the line, parents decided that the school was the enemy.
Okay.
When I first started teaching, we were together. We were a team. The
Mm,
teachers, the parents, the principal, we were a team. Somewhere along the lines, the parents that we're dealing with now have decided that the school, I don't know if it was their experience in school, I don't know what it was, but they have decided that the school is the enemy. And so I really wish any parent listening to this just self-reflect on that. When a parent, when the school calls you, are you automatically assuming worst intentions?
mm,
Do you come up to the school? Your child spends more time at school Monday through Friday than they spend at home. Do you know
yes.
who your parents, I mean, do you know who your child's teachers are?
Yeah.
Have you talked to them? Have you made face contact with them? Nowadays, we can do Zoom meetings. You don't even have to come up to the school,
Yeah.
say,
Yep.
hey, can we get a meeting? And I know I say that to my parents. I say, look, you want to do a Zoom link? I can, so ask yourself, are you involved? Are you on
Mm,
the PTA? Do you know what the principal looks like? Have you met the principal? Like, this is
right.
where your child is for 40 hours or more a week. Because if your child is in any after school activity,
Right.
if they're before care or after care, they are at school more than they are with you.
Yeah.
Do you know who they're spending their day with?
Yeah.
You know?
These are really good questions. As I'm thinking back now, like I had to self reflect too, as sometimes you just send your child to school because you go on about your day, work, whatever. But
Right.
it's like, no, you need to be involved.
Yeah, and I know that. And listen, I'm not saying you got to be at every bake sale, every
No, no,
basketball
but
game,
you still need,
but
you
I
should know
have
who
taught.
you're.
There have been situations where I have taught kids for 3 years straight, 4 years straight, and have never met the parents.
That's what I mean. Like there comes
Yeah,
is like there should be even if it's through an
something.
email or something. Yeah,
Back
yeah.
to school night, parent teacher. We have 4 parent teacher conferences. You can't make one.
Child, my kids would be like, we would think we wasn't going. So we going to back to school? Oh, yeah, we going. Because like
Right.
you said, your kids need to also see that you're, even if you can't do this, can't do that, can't do that. Because I
Mm-hmm.
would tell the kids, look, y'all know I ain't doing no bakes. Y'all know I ain't doing. These are the things. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it. Let's talk about what I'm willing to do, what you want me to do, and come to a medium.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
yeah. So go
I
ahead.
want
I'm
to go
sorry.
on record and say that you, every other educator, I appreciate you. I had educators in my family, and I remember, and I tried it, girl. I'm gonna just be honest. I tried it. I said I don't like y'all. Ain't no reason for me to be. I thought it was gonna be a quick little route. Like after I left college, then I was like, all right, well, let me go back, and I worked in a alternative school. That was my first mistake.
I'm about to say now that was probably your first mistake. That's a rough first job as an alternative school. I've worked in an alternative setting. I worked at the jail, but that's a rough. If I started off at the detention center, I don't know if I still be doing this.
Girl, I said, now I didn't say it to the kids, but on the way home, y'all don't even know y'all names. Y'all know how to spell. Y'all know like I would be so because you're talking about at the time I was 23. The oldest student there was 20. So you thinking you can date me, sir? You don't even know your middle name. So how you think you? But there were aides there that were because they were the students, some of them were street pharmaceutical reps. So
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
then there was no standard there, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when I learned the politics a little bit behind
Mm-hmm.
schools, how they were getting. The district was paying, I believe it was 50,000 per student that was sent there, and this alternative school was privately owned.
Oh yeah, that's like a private. It's like a private prison. Like how
Yes.
right. It's the same concept.
And
Absolutely.
then some of them that I got to know, they were actually so smart. Like for as much as the ones who I felt like they
Absolutely.
kept prison. And I said, they're not setting them up for the world because when it comes time to graduate, but girl, when I tried it, I said, oh no, I'll never forget y'all. We took them skating. And I used to like to be cute. I would wear my Timbs and my overalls, but then there were days, girl, we took them to a skate. No, we took them, was it bowling? No, we took them bowling. Girl, I had I never forget their names. One of my students here, one of my students here. They didn't like each other. Gang, gang. They ready to fight.
Mm.
I kept breaking them up the whole time. We get back to the school. The day is almost over. And one's in front of me, one's behind me. And I'm trying to stop the one in front of me. Girl, when I tell you I have reflexes like King T'Challa, she took a soda can, and when I seen it, was like I seen it coming, and trying to hit the girl who's there. Girl, I ducked real quick. The other girl moved, but I was like, oh, I can, And y'all want me to pat these kids down, and why you touching me? And then I got to be putting them in chokeholds, not chokehold, but what like the
I know what
holds
you
that you.
mean. I know what you mean.
Oh, absolutely not.
Therapeutic hold.
I had to put them in therapeutic holds. Yes, I was like,
Therapeutic.
I'm not about to be out here. One of the students, a teacher was breaking him up. I'll never forget. Girl, one of the students took one of her locks and pulled it from her scalp, and the teacher forgot she was a teacher. That's all I'm gonna say.
I probably would have to.
Me too. See, and
Because again, we're human. We're still human.
you done snatched hair from my scalp, and you
Yeah.
16 and 17, standing as tall as I am.
Yeah, you grown.
Yeah, yeah. Like so I say that to say I grew an even bigger appreciation for what y'all do every day. You're not just dealing with the students, you're dealing with parents, you're dealing with districts and budget constraints and
Mm-hmm.
districts telling you need to produce these kind of numbers, but are not giving you the money for the resources. So
Mm-hmm.
I to you and every other educator, whether it's little, big, college, I thank y'all because I
Well, thank
appreciate y'all.
you. And just like what you just said too, even the environmental issues, knowing the neighborhoods that's beefing, well, this neighborhood beefing with this neighbor,
Yeah,
so much stuff happens outside of school that comes into the school. Yeah,
yes.
that's a
Yes.
yeah.
I have said it on different podcasts. I say it in conversation. Because I also have friends who are other friends who are teachers as well, besides you and some other and like I said, family. I honestly feel like teachers, what y'all have to deal with. If I was a teacher, I need to be paid what Cam Newton and them is making on the field
Girl,
because you're turning out the next generation of, you know what I'm saying? Like you're teaching the
I tell
next.
you what, if they paid teachers more, they would get a better quality of teacher. For all these people that complain about the teachers aren't this and the teachers aren't that, well, guess what? If you pay teachers more money, because again, I saw this once again. I saw this. A principal said this there because right now we're in a teacher shortage, right?
Oh,
But what he said was there is no teacher shortage. There are plenty of qualified teachers in this country. There's a shortage of people that are willing to deal with what you want them to deal with for what you're willing to pay them.
yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look from our lips to God's ears. They need to do something because if
Child, yes, I'll take a nice raise. Give it to me.
listen, well, okay. So speaking of teachers, and speaking of in school suspension or out of school suspension,
Okay.
we are going to the Real Housewives of Potomac High School. And we are going into the seniors, the senior class this year. The senior class this year, we have
Okay.
Ashley Darby, we have Giselle Bryant, we have Tia Glover, we have Angel Massey, we have Wendy Osefo, we have Kiana Stewart, and we have Jassy, who is, I'm going to say that she is a junior with enough credits to be a senior, but she just
Okay.
hasn't moved up yet.
Where's Stacy? Did you say Stacy?
I forgot and we have Stacy, the
I
class
was about to say, how
president,
you gonna
Stacy.
forget Stacy,
How, right,
girl?
the class president, right?
Right.
Who would you pick to put in school suspension and who would you give out of school suspension? Because as a person who has had both before, I know there are two different things.
So out of school suspension, probably be Giselle.
Okay.
Because Giselle's the head. She's the head bully.
Okay. Okay.
Giselle sends everybody out to do her dirty work, and then she sits back and waits for everything to pan out. So
Okay.
I feel like if you cut the what they say, cut the head off the fish
Yes.
or the snake. I said the fish, Lord.
Oh,
Cut the head off the snake. So if you can get Giselle out of the school for a few days, right? Then you put Ashley in school suspension.
okay.
You know, because
Okay.
again, she's the minion. She's running around, you know, she's
Okay.
carrying those bones. Um, might throw KK in school suspension just for good measure because listen, I don't know, she might even have to go home for a few days because she mad for no reason. She just
And
I don't
you
understand.
can feel it.
Actually, I take that back. No, she's not mad for no reason. We know why she's mad, but she's
Yes.
taking it out.
Yes.
She mad because she got a photo frame instead of a ring. That's what she mad about. But she taking it out on the girls.
And you can feel it, and that's not a good
Hmm.
thing, right? Do you know? Did you see that somebody looked up where the photo frame was actually
I
from, and
saw
it wasn't
that. It was
from the
like
store,
$240 or something like that.
and wasn't even from the store?
Let me tell you something. Greg is playing in their faces.
Yeah.
Because Greg knew he filmed that scene. Greg knew what the expectation was. Greg knew what it was. And he let them film him give her that big old box with a photo frame in it. Had her open it up like he really had something in the bottom of that box. And you could see it in her face. She just knew she had a ring.
Yes.
You could
I
see it in her face.
I wonder, do you think, because there are people that have a vision of how they're being proposed to, what it looks like, what do you think that she would have truly been okay with getting the ring that way if it had been in a box
Hmm.
like that? You think she would have? Okay, okay.
Because number one, at this point now, I think she's so caught up in the appearance
Mm-hmm.
that we saw it. And she'd have been like, "Oh, Greg is so cute. Oh, he came with that. It was so cute how he did that. Oh,
Why you
yeah."
sound
She'd
like
have been all right with it.
wait? Why you sound like
Oh my gosh, I was doing my Salt Lake City review earlier, and I did Lisa Barlow, and they were like, "Oh my goodness!" And it just came out. I didn't even realize I did it. I was
because
like,
this just fell right out your mouth.
and I didn't even.
I
I
heard the
wasn't even.
Baltimore in it.
Wow, wow. You heard the Baltimore, then I definitely, yeah.
Because y'all see really B shirt that she got on.
DC versus everybody,
I told y'all, for those of y'all listening in the DC,
and my cup.
look, I started to, but I said I'm not gonna start no fights with her. I started to mess with you when the Eagles was playing the Commanders last week and screenshot it, and I said, because I see y'all look.
We play the Eagles tomorrow. Let me say this. Let me say this though, and it's to all of the haters. Okay,
I
I had
love getting her
one of my
started, y'all,
friends,
on
one of my really
something.
good friends is an Eagles fan, and we talk. You know, every year we talk trash.
Trash, yeah,
And
it's
so
fun.
she gonna text me after the game talking about, oh, I see you didn't say nothing about that Eagles game. It was like 2 days after the game. She was like, oh, I see you didn't say. Well, what did you think I was gonna say? We got our third string quarterback on the field. I don't even know that man's name. Okay. I didn't even know who that young man was until he was on the field. I said, who is that? But we are calling people up from not just the practice squad, but from the Uber delivery to they say, oh, wait a minute, you look like you can run a 4-4. Get on the field. You want to play Sunday? I'm supposed to be mad that we lost a game to the defending Super Bowl champions. That's what I'm supposed to be mad about.
See, this is why I love Really Be, y'all, because had it been anybody else, they would have found a way to defend their team.
Listen,
But she lays out the facts.
I told y'all, if you follow my TikTok, I told y'all probably about 4 weeks ago we were taking the knee for the rest of the season. We are done. We are taking the knee. The rest of these games are practice for next year. We done pulled Jalen Daniels out for the season. Listen, we're done. We get it. We're regrouping for next year. Now,
I like that.
come back to me in August, and I'm gonna be right back on my.
Okay.
I
Oh,
want to
see, I
cuss.
like
I'm
that.
gonna be right back on my ish in August. Okay, please know that.
Now, I will say this. My producer, and this is out of my hands because I don't mess with it. If he throws something in about the the game,
You tell your producer I'm gonna get him. You tell your producer I'm gonna get him. But now I'm a rep for my team. Now listen. We done been through some rough years around here. I'm a rep for my team, but because you see, I'm still got my
I
cup.
see.
I just got this for Christmas. One of my
That's
Christmas gifts.
cute.
But let me tell you something. I am real about it. I'm
Yeah,
real.
you definitely are. You definitely. So, y'all, we about to do a side note real quick. Did you get the sweatshirt that you wanted or the sweater when you was giving your mom the list and you said you was trying to decide between y'all? This is how y'all know we really talk.
Listen, you talking about the sweatshirt that I was gonna get my mama for Christmas?
No, you wanted one and you said you couldn't decide either the sweat. There was something that you wanted.
Oh,
Was it? I don't know if it was polo or I don't know if it was the Redskins. Something you went on a website and they didn't have the price for one.
I don't even remember
Okay,
now.
I'm gonna think about it and get back to you. It was the day,
Was it a Bennett sweatshirt?
maybe.
Because it was a Bennett sweatshirt that I wanted, but I don't think I ever told my mom to get it.
Okay,
But she ended up getting me. But she did give me a Bennett sweatshirt for Christmas.
I
But
want to
it's not the
say
one I was
yes
looking at.
because you were talking. It was between that and something you had looked and they didn't have the price on there yet, or it says coming available. I think it might have been a Bennett. That
Oh
sounds
no,
familiar.
I know what you're talking about. No, I didn't because it's a Bennett bomber jacket. It was
Okay,
on the
okay,
same website. Yeah, it was a
okay,
bomber jacket. It was a Bennett bomber jacket. I did see it. I didn't ask my mom to get it because it's like $300. I'm not gonna ask her to buy me a $300 jacket.
okay.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I know what you. It's
I
like
buy it for myself, but I'm not gonna ask her to buy me one.
right.
But yeah,
Okay,
when I saw the price, I was like, "Ooh, nah." But it's bad though. That jacket is
you
bad.
gonna get it?
I might. I
Y'all
might.
go if y'all are not subscribed, go run her subscriber numbers up so that
Yeah,
January,
run them numbers
so
up so
that
I can
February.
watch some videos. Watch some videos so I can buy it for myself. I can get that February check.
She can get a teacher Valentine's Day gift to
Okay,
herself.
right. I can buy myself a Valentine's Day gift. Yeah, y'all go on over there
Yes,
and run them numbers up. Run them up. Run
yes.
them
So
up.
this is what it's like with us talking, y'all. We will go from housewives to everything.
Yep.
But so
Okay, we're back in Potomac. My bad. Back in
yes,
Potomac.
so
Don't focus.
KK and Jizzy are out of school suspension. Ashley's in school suspension.
Yeah.
If you had to put together school officers, you need a president, a vice president, secretary, and a treasurer. Who from the cast are you putting where?
This might surprise y'all.
Okay. Okay.
I'm making Tia class president.
Okay. You definitely surprised me. Okay. Okay. Tell me why.
So the
Okay.
reason why I say that is because when I think of what a class president would do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the class president would be the spokesperson for the class, right? I think
Mm-hmm.
Tia could do that well, but they delegate. The president
Okay.
doesn't do everything. The president
That's true.
delegates. I
That's
think
true.
Tia will be really good at delegating the responsibility to other people.
Okay, I like this because I've seen, and I know you've seen it too, conversations where people feel like Tia is doing Giselle's work by jumping on Stacey's bandwagon. But I do think that
Hmm.
Tia had a right to be irritated with Stacey because you did in fact, like I did in fact catch you in
Yeah, you lied.
a lie.
Listen, as much as I like Stacey, Stacey is a liar. Like, but I find it real interesting that, and I'm not talking about everybody, so I don't want nobody jumping on me when they watch this. I'm not talking about everybody, but I find it real interesting that the same people that was giving me me a passes
Come on, come
are the
on.
same people that want to crucify Stacey. I'm like, but y'all didn't have no problem with Mia was out here lying about every damn thing.
And that's including the cast. I will never forget. I wish I could go back and find it, but I'm not getting ready to go back through the whole season. Giselle sat in her confessional and said, "We know Mia lies. We love it." She said it in a confessional.
Yeah.
So now it's a problem. Why is it a problem now?
Now I will say this, Stacey. I was rooting for you. I think I jumped off the Stacey bandwagon with that Carlos King interview.
Oh, okay. Let's tell me why.
Because she gave pageant answers to everything and didn't answer anything.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
I think she got a good dig in about Giselle, but
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't saying nothing that the rest of us don't know. Like we know
Right.
that Giselle gets away with, but Carlos asked you about TJ, you sidestepped that.
Yeah.
Carlos asked you about, you and your husband, you sidestepped that.
That.
Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like you didn't give a direct answer. And Carlos even said at one point, he said, "Oh, you are good." He was like, "Were you ever my pageant girl?" Because he was like, "You are giving me, I want world peace type answers."
Yes.
And in that moment, I don't, and I say this all the time. I don't understand why people think, just say, you know what, Carlos, listen, TJ was a really good friend of mine. We were trying to do a little something, something. We may have exaggerated the status of our relationship, but it wasn't a lie. We were exploring dating. Maybe we said that the relationship was a little further along than what it was. But no, I did not pay him. No, I never offered to pay him. That receipt was a lie because I don't think anybody believes that that little receipt is real.
Right.
But here's the thing: if you give people enough truth, they'll let you get away with the lie.
If you give people enough truth, yes, they will.
So if Stacey had just said, "Listen," same thing with the situation with her husband. If she had said to Tia what she said to Tia when she was mad, if you
Mm.
had said that when you just said, "Look, Tia, um, I didn't want to tell Wendy because I didn't want to hurt Wendy's feelings, but my husband doesn't really want to be around her. So yes, I did tell Wendy he was unavailable. So the story didn't line up. I'm sorry that you got caught in the middle of it."
Yes.
And it's like because at the end of the day, that's really what it boiled down to. Her husband really don't want to be around none of y'all hoes.
Yeah.
And the only reason why he was cool or somewhat cool with filming with Tia is because Tia wasn't there last season.
Right. And you know, I had never picked up on that until Stacey said it. It didn't dawn on me that Timo wouldn't. Well, I figured he may not want to be around the group because we know what they do to
Yeah,
husbands.
and it's
But
just so it's like if you give people enough truth, and when I say I'm talking about like us as viewers and that kind of thing,
yeah,
if you give us enough of the truth, we cool with the rest of the lie.
that is such a good point. I always said Stacey deals in semantics. So
Yes, she
you have to
does.
be so direct with her that if she lies, you can call it out then. It
But
can't be
Carlos
a,
did that, and she still
and
sidestepped
she
it.
still sidestepped.
And he tried, but he didn't. He didn't try like he didn't Barbara Walters her, but
And
he did hit her a couple of times. He was like, "So Stacy," he did try.
and I
You
was gonna say we can't. I know you've got this because you've interviewed people before. I know I've got it. Certain thing I'm not bringing them on to be combative or to hold
right,
them
right,
accountable. So I'm
right,
gonna go as far as I may even push a little bit, but there comes a point when it's like you got to let it go because they're not going to they're not going there at all with
right.
you.
A friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, Spiller Boy TV. I don't know if
Yes.
you
Oh, I
familiar
know
with
that.
it.
Yes.
Spiller Boy TV, this happened to him last year. Dr. Heavenly was on his show, and Dr. Heavenly was coming on his show the same day that the information hit the blogs about her son,
I saw.
right?
Yes.
So when she came on, now mind you, they had already scheduled the interview. The interview had been scheduled for weeks before he had been advertising it and everything. So it just was very coincidental that that information dropped the same day, right? Well, he asked her about it. She gave him an answer. They went on about their merry little way. And people really gave him a hard time and pushed back and was like, well, you didn't press hard enough. She was lying. She was lying. But his thing was, but I asked her and she answered. What was I supposed to do?
Right.
I'm gonna beat her up and make her tell me what happened with her son. She gave me her answer.
And that was it. What more
And
can
that's
you
not even
do?
why she was coming on my show. We had already scheduled this. We were on there to talk about that episode of Married to Medicine. So yes, I asked her about it. She responded. We moved on. So you're right. Sometimes it's like, what do you like?
What am I going to gain from pushing back in that? And not only
Because
that,
he wouldn't have got nothing more out of her. She's gonna say what she's gonna
and
say.
she might have cut the Zoom. You know what I'm saying?
And then she might have cut the whole thing.
Thing
Absolutely.
off. And I give him kudos for asking her because we know how Dr. Heavenly is when it
Right.
comes to her
Yeah.
family. So the fact that he even asked her, so I think it's easy for people to say, "Oh, I would say this," and I would. It's very easy from like the Monday morning quarterback. It's very
Yep.
easy to say what should have been done.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Tia is the class president. Okay, who's the vice?
Stacy.
Okay, okay, I think that's a good duo. And they might bicker back and forth a little bit, but it'll be like
And I
entertaining.
debated about making Stacey the president and Tia the vice president, but it would have been it's the two of them.
I like that. I like that. Okay, then who is the treasurer?
Not Wendy.
I was gonna.
That was not nice. I'm sorry. I'm
Wait a
sorry. I couldn't
minute.
help it. I couldn't help it. It was right in front of me. It was right in front of me.
You literally came over to me, opened my mouth, and just took the words.
Woo. Okay. Sorry, Wendy, if you see this. Sorry, girl. Um, my bad. Okay, moving right along. Okay, my bad. Okay.
That was good. That was
Okay.
good. Okay, that was good.
But maybe Angel, child, I don't know, because listen, who pays attention to the treasurer unless the money come up missing, child? I
Yeah,
guess
you're right. Okay. Okay. So look, you gave Angel a little position. Okay, she's the treasurer. And who else did I say? The secretary.
secretary, maybe KK, child. I guess we give her a little job, child.
Okay, I
I'm
will
not
push.
letting Giselle and Ashley nowhere near nothing of.
No, I will
I don't
push
want to give them
back.
no importance.
I would push back on Kay, and I would say Wendy
Jazzy.
because she's going to give accurate.
Oh, Wendy. You know, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, yeah, we can let Wendy. We can trust Wendy with the pencil.
That's
Yes.
it with the pencil. You don't get the calculator.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So then, okay, overall, with this class of Potomac, this what season 10 with this class 10 of Potomac, where do you stand with the show? How what is the show giving you? Is it giving you anything? Is it are you only watching and reviewing because it's a housewife show and that's what we do? Where are you at with the season?
I am very disappointed with this season,
Okay.
and some people may disagree with me. I am tired. I feel like the bullying. I'm over it.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like it started the first scene of the first episode of this season and it has continued. They have yet to give me a legitimate reason to feel how they feel about Stacey. And the fact that every opportunity they get, I mean, just down to the whole, and I know Giselle likes to haze the girls and stuff.
Yeah.
Even like that trip that they took, Nevis, and everybody had their name on stuff except for Stacey. It's like, come on. And even to the point where when they went out to dinner the last night before they left, you was still like, I don't know you. I mean, her name wasn't even on her. She didn't have a place name. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, to me, at a certain point, that is no longer enjoyable to watch,
Yes.
especially when it doesn't seem like there's a good reason for it. Um, Y'all act like y'all had all of these receipts. Well, where are the receipts? Like they made it
They,
seem like they were gonna bring us all of these receipts about Stacy's lying, right?
mhm.
Where like okay, we saw the example the
TJ. Oh, with the
with the
weed.
Timu and everything, right? We
Okay.
saw that with the Timu. The TJ we didn't really see anything
That's
because they
true.
haven't talked about it on the show, no receipts wise.
Yes.
As far as the cannabis situation, she basically said on her interview with Carlos what I said. I said she probably couldn't talk about it if it was if it was a deal that was in the works. That when Giselle brought it up at the reunion, she probably couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Now, somebody could say, "Well, you were still copying off of Wendy." Okay, well, again, haven't we all? We had
Yes.
we had Candlegate
Yes.
between Karen and Wendy. You know what I mean? Like, haven't
Hmm.
we all done it? So, I mean, we can look at any housewife show and say, "Oh, they stole this idea, or they did this, they did that." I mean, at the end of the day, you know, do I think that Wendy could have handled it? I mean, that Stacey could have handled it differently? Sure.
Yes.
Um, but at the end of the day, she did talk to Wendy about it. They had a whole conversation this season, and her and Wendy are cool.
And I like the way Wendy, I like you made a good point of like when you talked about they just keep going at Stacey. If they would make funny little things here, there, like
Yeah.
Wendy still does, but ultimately she's not holding it against Stacey.
Yeah, if it was
But
cute little jabs, I could go for that. But it's
yeah,
like y'all, like even the Monique thing, you want me to be mad.
come on.
Even if Stacey did, let's just go down that road. Okay, let's say Stacey and Chris did date. Let's say they dated for 6 months. She doesn't even know Monique. She wasn't
Right.
on the show. She wasn't on the show with Monique. She has no relationship, no sister girl, no connection, no nothing. What you want me to be mad about?
Right. And I keep saying if it's all for a show, if Monique, no matter what we're going to go with what she's presenting us, no matter whether you agree, disagree, whatever. She's saying, listen, this space was a toxic space, so I'm trying to kind of get out of that. The way Ashley keeps trying to re-trigger her into something, because I keep going back to that dinner with Wendy and
Hmm.
Monique and Stacy, and Ashley said before Monique got there, I don't know if she's going to go off on her or tell her off. Why are you
Yeah.
trying to re-trigger her into that?
Exactly, exactly. And that was another example of where I feel like Stacey could have cleared this up on Carlos King and she didn't.
Yes.
So that now I'm gonna be honest, the way Stacey answered the questions made me think, well, was there something going on between you and Chris?
Oh, right.
Because she's
Right.
like, well, I'm not going to speak on that. And, well, me and Chris are friends. And if you need to ask him. And I'm thinking, so now I'm like,
R-
girl, all you have to say, stick to what you said on the show. Because especially
yes.
if Chris isn't going to say nothing different.
And
And like Carlos said, we saw the text messages. You clearly had some sort of back and forth with Chris.
right.
And so that's the stuff that I'm like, Stacey, you could have cleared a lot up and you sidestepped a lot of stuff. So that's why I was like, now I'm starting to think, Stacey, maybe everything isn't.
So it's a whole bunch of little things and not just
Yeah,
one big thing.
right. But overall, like if you take, okay, so for this season, if you take away the Angel bullying, the Stacey bullying, what's left? And even with, let's talk, we haven't been talking about Angel. Let's talk about the Angel situation. So with Angel, again, the whole catfish, y'all really?
To me, and then bringing the catfish to the thing, I
Right. And
really,
not only did they bring it, they made sure that we got the joke, right? How many
yes,
times did they say catfish, 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 catfish? Girl,
we got it.
every single one of y'all put filters
Yes.
on y'all damn pictures. There's not, I think 98% of the population filters a picture when they post it on social media. Like, come on, like
And
let's stop it.
the way it came up, because it did, they weren't even having a conversation. You know how sometimes we've seen them, either whether it's from a producer cam, their phone, or in general, they just have a conversation and somebody may just, something could lead to something, could lead to something, could lead to Instagram. Oh, by the way, girl, I saw that picture of you and was like, who is that? You could tell that you went looking to
Looking
talk
for
about, like you went looking for
exactly.
something to bring into the season to talk about
Hmm.
her. And
Right.
even though I even said, I told Rodney when he was on here, we both agreed, like, Angel may not be my favorite person. Yeah, I kind of feel like, but let her breathe. My God.
Is
That
that
family day.
that family day was a lot, right? And then, so like for example, and I'm not trying to go too far left, but this is something I said on my channel. And I'm not even a mother, right? You're a mother, so you've
Mhm.
been there. I'm thinking to myself, the first thing I thought of when they did that was this woman just had babies back to back.
Yep.
She probably, one, we don't know when those pictures were taken. Two, I feel like just by the way her clothes are fitting her,
Yes.
I feel like she has not lost her baby weight.
Hmm.
She may be a little self-conscious about that.
Yeah.
And instead of embracing her and making her feel comfortable in that space, you guys choose to highlight and berate it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go too deep. I get it. It's a housewife show,
No,
whatever.
but I know what you mean. It's
But
like,
it's like that was a perfect opportunity for y'all as mothers to say, hey, girl, I know it's a struggle. You got to get them last 10, 15 pounds. I get it. Giselle, you had a whole mommy makeover. And
come on.
when Monique brought it up, your response was, yeah, because I had twins. Right. So you understand the effect that a baby has on your body.
Yes.
And I'm not
Yes.
shaming Giselle for doing it because I done told people, baby, don't give me no money because you gonna see a new and improved, okay? You don't give me no money, okay? I'm gonna be like Oprah out here, okay? Y'all gonna be, and she lied, okay? And so I'm not shaming Giselle for doing it,
I know. I see what you're saying.
but remember why you did it.
Yes.
And for
Yeah.
you, you can clearly see that this woman is not, that's not who she, like she's not a woman that normally carries heavy weight. You can
Yeah.
tell that.
Yeah.
So why would y'all keep poking and poking and poking and poking?
And poke.
Again, if they said it, like you said, if it was a gradual conversation that came up naturally, great. But it wasn't.
It just came out of here. This is what's on the script that we need to
Right.
bring up
And then y'all
next.
just decided y'all gonna make it a whole storyline.
Girl,
And again, Angel not making it easy. Don't get me wrong. Angel ain't making it
that's
easy.
what I said. But with the whole, I wish that Angel had to come back to Giselle that her sister had when she said, "Well, it takes a
Baby.
catfish to know a catfish neck," and or something, you know. And
Yes.
again, but if she had
Yeah.
had,
Because Giselle definitely had some work done on that neck.
ever since Candace said that, if y'all may not believe me, when Candace first talked about Giselle's neck. After that season, Giselle was doing interviews like this. She had turtlenecks on. I'm telling you, I was what I'm telling
Baby,
you.
Giselle wasn't playing. But that's what I'm saying. But generally speaking, the bully is the one that's the one that has the most subconscious. Giselle puts out all of this confidence, but clearly her bulliness. I went to high school with somebody like Giselle. It's funny. And in high school, as adults, we've reconnected or whatever. And
Mhm.
I'm like, child, that's just who she is, child.
Yeah.
But in high school, that is who she was in high school, right? Always picking on other people, always talking about other people, always talking about what somebody had on, somebody's hair, somebody's neck. Like it was always that. And as an adult, she's a mean girl, but it's not as bad as when we were kids. But it's just who she is. That's
Mhm.
just who Giselle is. Giselle
Yeah,
is a mean girl.
yeah, and I know she's even said it like before. I'll never forget back when her and Ramon's podcast when it first came out. I was listening to it, and she was like,
Oh, you
I can't."
were? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know,
Never mind.
I did. I mean, I'll be truthful. I would tune in,
No, there's nothing. There's no shade to
which which is
me.
how I caught. Side note to that, when Robin came out and said she was glad when Monique first came on the show because she realized they were a cast full of certain looking women, and she was so glad. She always felt like they needed more brown girls. So it was interesting when she acted like she didn't understand that conversation. Whether she agreed or not is one thing, but I'll never forget. And that was the same interview where Giselle said they had Carlos King on, and Giselle said, you know, he was like, what makes Potomac that girl, da 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 da. And she said, because the world has never seen light skinned, green, a cast of light skinned, green eyed, educated, like black women. And I was like, now, who hasn't seen? Maybe the white folks, because we've seen them. But anyway, so I know.
Girl.
So I know. So we ain't even gonna go back there. But I will
No, it's
say
cool. I mean, there's some validity in everything that you're saying. I think
that's what I'm saying.
again, it
There's
goes
some
back to who said it. It's because it came from Candace.
right, exactly, right. Yep. And that's how. Because we're gonna get into that with Salt Lake City.
All
But
right.
make sure you remember. But make
All
sure because I
right.
still have to do my. I'm gonna do like a quick thoughts video after this of Salt Lake because I want us to get into it here.
Yeah. I
But it's
did my
gonna
review
go.
this morning because I wanted to do my review before we talked about it because I
Isn't that
didn't want
funny?
my
That's
opinion. I didn't want my opinion to be swayed.
same, same.
Yeah.
So now when I so that's why I said I'm gonna give a disclaimer. These were my initial thoughts
Right.
before we
And
because
wasn't it
sometimes
crazy that they slid in a new episode? They didn't have a new episode of nothing else, Beverly Hills or
nothing.
Potomac. But they slid in. But anyway, go ahead.
So like you said, there's validity to the colorism conversation, but because of
Hmm.
who it came from, people may not want to hear it. So we'll hold that thought about Salt Lake City. So
Okay.
with Giselle on Reasonably Shady,
Oh, I already
Giselle
know where you're
said,
going with that with Salt Lake City, but go ahead.
"You okay? Okay,
Know where
okay.
you
You
going.
already know." So she said, "I don't like when women get to know me. Don't try to come in, whether it's in life, like or on the show. Don't be trying to connect with me. Don't be trying to do that. Girl, just tell me my shoes. You like my shoes. And if I decide to connect, then I decide to connect." So I was like, oh, okay, that's just and some women are like that. Don't because she said, don't try to get deep with me. Don't try to connect with me.
Because Giselle feels like everybody has an ulterior motive because she has an ulterior motive.
And I said it's also, and as women, let's keep it real. We can say sometimes when you've been hurt enough, whether it be by a man or whatever, you have this thing up now. And with the whole Sherman of it all on the show and how that went about. And now she's like, oh no, we're not getting ready to, I ain't get ready to let nothing go past here. So what do you think you're gonna get, from her? It
Hmm.
surprises me that her and Ashley are actually friends outside of the show compared to how they started. But then Ashley kind of fell in line. Like a part of me wonders, do they ever disagree? Does Ashley ever say, nah, I'm not gonna do that, or nah, like because they seem like they're friends outside the show for real.
I think they do hang out and stuff outside of the show, but
Maybe
and
that's their group. You know how we have different groups of friends, so that's
yeah,
my
I definitely
Potomac
think
group.
I believe
Yeah.
that they are friends outside of the show. I do believe that. But I agree with you, but I wonder how close they would be if Ashley pushed back.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. Like I know sometimes
Yeah.
her and Robin may not agree, but so how cool would her and Ashley be if Ashley pushed back?
So what was your thoughts? Look, now I'm interviewing you.
Go
What were
ahead.
your thoughts on Robin not coming to the party, the reasonably shady party?
It was the ego thing.
You think it was an ego thing?
I think because I was
Okay.
not asked back, so now I'm not getting ready to come and celebrate this with you. I'm speaking for me. If I decided to walk away from something, if I decided to walk away from something, and my podcast partner, something that's promoting our podcast together, girl, I know you chose to walk away. I'm still on the show. Can you come do this for me? Bet I'm gonna come through. If I was told your services are no longer needed in this capacity, now how you gonna ask me to come back for this and you know how it went down and how I wasn't. So I feel like it
So
was that
so you think it
because
was
what word on
you
the street was that she was approached as a friend of for this season, and she said no.
That's what I heard. I heard she was
Mhm.
asked to be a friend of, and she was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
So I think that's why she didn't come to this event.
So that's okay. So now that you say it like that, I get it. I see where you're coming from because so now my thought process is flipping a little bit to
Okay.
say, was Giselle shady in creating that party during filming,
Knowing that Robin probably would
knowing
not,
how Robin feels?
because
Because
it could
again,
have
I
been,
do believe they are friends outside of this, and so she
yeah.
knows how Robin feels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now that's my thought. My thought is, okay, you being real shady, reasonably shady.
Shady. Yeah, exactly. Like
Because
she,
because I don't blame Robin for not showing. Like I don't blame Robin for saying you're not going to film me for free.
yeah,
Like
like
you're not
no.
going to get this for free.
And me possibly getting conflict or watching y'all do conflict, and this used to be
Right.
my job, and y'all didn't,
Right. You want me to show up and show out
and you
for
didn't
free?
renew me for this job?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that perspective, but you're right. Now, I see. I never thought about it from that side to say, but that's kind of shady on Giselle's part to put her friend in that situation.
And then to say it, she
And
said
then
it in a
because she didn't have to
confessional.
tell us,
Yes.
she could have given Robin an out. She could have said, well, she ended up we're double booked. Her son has a football tournament out of state. He's on a travel team. Like she could have come up with anything, but she chose to tell us why Robin didn't show
Didn't
up.
she say Robin? I don't know, y'all. Did she use the word salty, or she said Robin is something because of the way she left the show? Like she said it.
Yeah, she might have said shady. I don't know, but she didn't. No, she straight up told us why Robin wasn't coming.
Yeah. So it was. I was
Yeah,
like,
because when she said it, I was like, whoa.
I was kind of shocked.
So
And
now
maybe
that
her and
makes me
Robin
wonder,
had a
like, so now,
conversation.
but that makes me question, like, so is Giselle a friend to anybody? Because that was kind of effed up for her to do
Erica
that.
Lyles.
Oh, well.
But because I'm thinking, unless I'll give her this benefit. Maybe her and Robin had a conversation, and maybe she said I got to put on an event. It still for me would be, I would
Girl,
get
this is
it.
Housewives. You could
Also
have,
her.
we've had events for dogs.
Yeah, yeah,
We've
yeah,
had event, like, girl,
yeah.
you could have had any number of, you could have had an empty nest party.
Oh,
You could have had an empty nest party.
yes.
Ashley had a damn second bloom party. Girl, you could have had a big ass
You're
cookout
right.
for empty at an empty nest party. Girl,
You're right.
she could have had anything.
Yeah. So because I feel like it would have been hard for me to want to show up too. Like, no.
Cause
And even
she
with the friend of, she was getting paid. But you gonna pay me a day rate for this scene based off of something that I do with her, like that I have going with her?
Right.
No.
And then on the flip side is you could just as easily and Giselle, I don't, I'm done with after this. But just as easily, Giselle could have taken that and they could have made money on a separate. They could have booked a space and had a live taping for them to celebrate. So you could have done something totally different and made money off of it with
Mhm.
Robin and still had your scene for the show that didn't
Yeah.
have a shit to do with the podcast.
Yeah.
So it does make me wonder.
Like, yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm done.
No, no, no. That's okay. So the show for you, you're disappointed. I'm wondering, are they in a transition phase? Transit like a because like next, I'm already trying to
It's
figure out
time
what.
for them to get rid of some people.
Yes, and it needs to be some freshening up.
Yeah,
Some
it's we've seen this cycle pretty much throughout all of the Housewives shows, right? Started with New York, New Jersey is still trying to figure it out.
yes.
Well, actually, I guess it started with Miami when they paused Miami and then
Oh
decided to bring Miami back.
yeah,
Um, and now we see them kind of doing it with New Jersey. They're supposed to be doing it with New Jersey,
yeah,
and when they did it with Atlanta. I
yeah.
think it is time, and they're going to have to make some hard decisions because honestly, one of them have to go, whether it's Giselle or Ashley, but one of them got to go.
One of the because it like
One of them has to go. And honestly, in my opinion, it can be Ashley. As much as people hate Giselle is that girl. She is the girl.
and she does she does
And
her
she
job.
gets
I'll
along
say
with
that.
production. She does what production wants her to do.
Hmm.
Unlike, I'm sorry, I love Nene, but unlike when Nene fell out, it was bad
Yeah, yeah,
because Nene was that girl, but Nene fell out with production and it was
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
So, but Giselle hasn't done that. But I just think I think Stacey is great. Keep Stacey.
yeah,
I like Tia. Keep Tia.
yeah.
Even though, I don't really like how Tia is moving with the Stacy thing, but I get it. I'm
Yeah.
not mad at her. Keep Tia. I think
So we
she's
got
earned a
Tia,
second
Giselle,
season,
Stacy.
right? Um, Depending on how this thing goes with Wendy. If Wendy beats this, Wendy got the best storyline coming.
Girl.
Matter of fact, if Wendy beats this and comes back, she got the center flute.
Girl, she coming back in a fur
She need to be
and
the center
crying
flute.
into her Birkin. Like,
That's
yes.
right. So if Wendy beats it, Wendy, Karen,
Okay.
you got to bring
Karen, yes.
Karen.
Okay.
Um, Jazzy or Angel, one of them got to go because
I
I think Angel will be a different person without Jazzy.
I think you mean Kay and Angel?
I didn't mean Jazzy. I meant
Because
Kay.
I
I mean
like
Kay.
Jazzy
I've
with
been
this
doing that.
group.
Do you know I've been doing that all season? Oh, go back to my reviews. I have been calling Kay Jazzy
Jazzy, oh
all
yes.
season. I don't know what that's about, but yeah,
I think Jazzy would fit in with the group, like just the way she carries herself. For some reason, Kay gives me an air of immaturity, and I don't, and it's not even because of the way her and Stacey are. I don't know. There's just something about her, but I think Jazzy would fit in with the five ladies you named.
I'm enjoying Jazzy more this season than I did last
Me
season.
too.
Maybe it's because we don't see her every, but we didn't see her that much last season, even though
Yeah.
we didn't see her. So I'm okay with that.
Would you keep her as a friend of then? So we have the five ladies, keep Jazzy as a friend, and either keep, and then you have to pick Angel or Kiarna.
I would keep Jazzy as a friend of, and then if
Okay.
she gives me a second good friend of season, then I will bump her up next year, like
Okay.
season the next. I would. I'll tell you what. I would get rid of KK and I would keep Angel. I would give Angel another year.
Yeah.
I would get rid of KK.
I feel like unless housewives are racist, homophobic, xenophobic, just outright messy, they should they should be able to get a second season to kind of see.
Yeah, and I think as long as
But y'all, I said unless, meaning if they are those things, get rid of them after the first season
right,
in case
yeah,
people are
right,
like,
yeah,
wait, you
get them
mean
out.
keep them? No.
No, get rid of them. Yeah, I think we get a different Angel if KK's not there.
Okay. Okay.
I at least want to see.
Me too.
I'm interested enough to see.
And see if she will continue this. I want Giselle to big sis me energy, or will she? Because when I think about it's with Angel, it's hard. It's like I said, there is a part of me, a big that's like, y'all let that girl breathe, give her a minute, because it's almost like it was at that family event that I could see almost in her head, like, oh my gosh, like this is real, like, oh, like I know what they're doing, like, but she kind of seems like, and then she's trying to talk to Tia. It's like, oh, like y'all give her a minute, but then when I saw how willing she was to get on the Stacey breath train, it was like you were really willing to get on that. And then not only, okay, if you smelled it, for you to say to Giselle, you smelled it, but then you have the mints
Yeah, yeah,
at
you
your
were doing a
things.
lot. Yeah,
So
you were
it's
doing a
like
lot.
you can't, you kind of got to give and you got to be able to take it.
Yeah,
But I wish
yeah.
that we didn't see, for lack of a better term, the hazing. Like I wish
Well, we've been seeing the hazing
that's
from
true.
from the
It's
beginning.
like this is not a sorority. I know y'all all the housewives say it's like being in a big sorority, but we not supposed to see that like
Not
that.
only that, but it doesn't have to be that obvious, that long, that deep.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
again, the whole thing, this whole Stacy thing, this whole Angel thing has been ridiculous to me. It's like, and it's the desperate of it. Again, the catfish, the breath, the Chris Samuels, like
yeah.
because here's the reality: if Monique hadn't come back, would we give a damn about her in a picture with Chris
Right.
Samuels?
Then and it's almost, and to me it's almost like, so did y'all bring her back? Did y'all decide this is what we're gonna do, and then somebody put a bug in somebody's ear to bring Monique back because of that? Because that's what it seems like. She's back for that.
That's because we ain't seen her since.
Like
Now I
and
know
now,
we're going to see her in this week's episode. She's having an event, but
what did you think about that with the like with the binder and
I
Giselle's
thought it was
reaction?
cute. I thought it was
Okay,
cute.
okay, because
I mean, again, that's fun, tongue in cheek
going
housewives
back to,
humor.
yeah.
Now, if Monique did it every episode, was like, well, let me check my binder. Well, you
Okay,
know that binder, girl. Well, you know I keep a binder. I feel like if she kept doing it, then I'd be like, all right, Monique, girl, we get it.
We
But
get
this is
it.
trying to throw a little jab in. I thought it was
Uh-huh.
cute. I mean, I have to wait and see the full
The full episode.
episode,
Well, it's gonna
but
be something. Everybody's got to say what they feel about everybody. I said,
oh,
you still a
they
housewife.
always try. See, that's just them. That's them just trying to
That's
start
what I said. You
shit.
still a housewife. Okay, you still a housewife at the end of the day, because that is a housewife's thing
That's a housewife thing,
to
honey.
do, and that's going to be interesting. I'll say this. I hope that Potomac gets it together. My Sundays. Do you remember? I used to call them back in the black Sundays. We had Potomac, we had Atlanta, we had Married to
Married to
Medicine, and they
Madison.
were firing on all cylinders. I
Yeah,
want to
I
get
just
back to
think
those.
Potomac. I think Potomac relied too much on. I think Potomac really thought that we would jump on the Stacey hate train.
Okay,
And we didn't, as fans, generally speaking, we didn't. And
it's done the opposite.
even the people who think that Stacey is a liar still feel like it's overkill.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes,
even the people that are like, Stacey is a liar, but this is a lie.
yeah.
And see, I knew prior to the season, I had been told, you know,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
my hotline rang.
Uh-huh.
And I had been told
Your eye
that
in the sky.
my eye in the sky. I had been told that basically the girls were bullying Stacey.
Mhm.
But I even knowing that they were giving Stacey a hard time, I wasn't ready. It
Yeah.
was still a lot.
Which is why I give her props. Like, I've seen people say, "Oh, y'all are clutching y'all pearls." Candace has said worse, or Karen has said worse, or so and so has said worse.
But you know what? It was
It's in
equal
conflict.
opportunity though, right? And it was
Yes.
and I'm gonna tell you the other thing that makes it is because Stacey doesn't fight back.
Yes.
Stacey is just like,
Yes.
oh, Giselle. Like, and even if she does get like a little jab here and there, but she like Candace fought back.
Yes.
Yes, Candace would say some nasty shit, and then Ashley would say some nasty stuff, and then
And they
Giselle
would,
would like it was they all, but
yes.
Stacey's not doing that,
No.
so that makes it look even worse because Stacey's just kind of like, oh,
I'll take a breath mint. Fine. If it
right,
brings
right,
everybody
right.
together.
Right. She like even with the whole when like the whole Neva state. Stacey might have went in her room, closed the door, cried when the cameras were gone.
Wait a minute.
She
Or
never
cuss them
gave
out
them a
like,
reaction.
what, look, or cuss them out like she alleged, sorry to cut you off, but like she allegedly did Vivian. And when Wendy said, she said, F that
Oh,
Vivian.
yep.
But you're
But
right.
but she's not giving them that.
Yeah.
And that's also because it looks like Stacey's taking the high road, which makes it look,
Yes.
which is actually smart. That's
Mm-hmm.
smart on Stacey's part because it makes it look even worse because it makes it look like they're beating her up and she's already thrown in the towel.
And I keep saying Stacey knows what she's doing. Some of these things that the ladies have come on her at, she will re-bring it up. And then what? The episode is about her again. Like, Ashley, can I talk to you? Do you really think I'm doing this? Why don't you think I'm being? You already know these answers, but she's smart enough. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
conversation is still Stacey, Stacey, Stacey,
Yeah,
Stacey.
true.
And I think they miscalculated that the
Oh yeah,
audience's
Stacey is
reaction.
playing it smart. Like
Yes.
if anybody thinks Stacey's dumb, they're like you said, they're under. She's not dumb. She's definitely playing this smart. By her not fighting, baby. Because if Stacey were fighting, I don't think people's reaction would be the same.
Yeah, they would be like, Stacey, but you are lying, or Stacey, you are this, or you are that. Yeah.
And then because Stacey, and you know what Stacey always throws at them? What have I lied about?
Yeah.
And it's like instead of just they don't, then it's like they don't know what to say.
Yeah.
It's like, you know,
I keep going back to, I've said it probably like 4 or 5 podcast episodes. I loved when Jazzy came in, when they were at that elevator at Giselle's reasonably shady party. And Jazzy says to Giselle, you don't like her either? Why? And Giselle had to give an answer, which was because of what I heard. So then it's like, well, who did you hear it from?
yep.
Did you hear it with Charisse and Carlos? And Charisse said her and Stacey were friends during Charisse's divorce.
Which
And
she's been
that,
friends a long time.
yes. So it's wild to me. Like, wow. Who did
I
they
thought that
hear
was a
all this?
great interview. I thought that was a great interview because I feel like I haven't been Charisse's biggest fan over the years, but
Mhm.
I think Charisse took this as, and she did a good job of clearing some stuff up.
She definitely did. The reason I struggled with it is because I wanted her to take a bit more accountability with some things, like the whole Stacey thing. Oh, I was mad at her, so I probably shouldn't have said this. I wanted Carlos to say, so did you lie? In that scene with, like, What was that? Why did you call Chris? So did you lie on Stacey about the married man? Why did you call her a trick? I wanted him to kind of push back a little. So when I did a review of the interview, I said I felt Charisse on a lot of things, and then I also looked at Charisse and had some questions too. Well,
Oh, I
okay,
definitely,
you
yeah,
cleared that up, but here's this.
yeah, because I agree. I agree. The whole Stacey of it all, you did the same thing that you claim other people did to you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Even with the whole thing with her son, girl,
Girl.
I'm no.
We both said girl because
Right.
girl.
Because you talking about, I still haven't asked him because it's not my business. Girl, it's everybody's business now.
And
And,
then for her
and
to say somebody told her Ashley said the sex was good, it was like,
baby, the way I would have been at Ashley door,
girl, especially with you trying to say I saw you on the ring camera, so I had to know what was going on.
the way, and then Ashley talking about
Oh,
something.
her
She,
response.
but her response was about something nobody said.
That's thank you.
Because that's deflection. Girl, nobody said that you did anything to him as a minor.
Thank you. Because she was like, I don't normally use social media and do this. We didn't say
Nobody
that.
said that. They just said you were nasty.
Thank you. Oh my God. Yeah, that's what when
They said you
I
were nasty.
yeah.
Because you knew that boy since he was 15 and he was a friend of at the very least, your coworker. At the very least, that was your coworker.
Yeah.
That's like the same thing with Portia. Everybody wanted to say, well, her and Fallon weren't friends. They were coworkers and it was nasty.
And they was jumping in the pools together. Like,
Right.
yes.
But anyway,
Yes.
child, I ain't going, I damn sure ain't going down that
Girl,
road.
that was that was season 5 Potomac fight, and the Portia and Fallon divided the housewives world, didn't they?
Yes, didn't yeah, because season 5, baby, we still talking about season 5 of Potomac. Child, I'm so sick of y'all. And that season.
Listen, but you know what? Shout out to my boo Carlos J. Harris. He made a very good point. He said he feels like as a collective, because some people, yes, have already moved on, but as recappers, sometimes we do refer back to things because then it does give a view of, oh, well, that's why
It's a
this person is
context
this
to it,
way.
yeah.
And you're a
Yeah.
teacher, so you know that reference, right?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, because I found myself saying, all right, y'all, I'm not going down this
Me
rabbit hole,
too.
but
Me
I
too.
do have to talk about dot, 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 dot. Yeah.
But Carlos says he thinks if Candace and Monique were to have a sit down, whether they walked away talking or not, then the collective audience will move on because we
Do
keep.
you think that would ever happen?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like as much as if Candace has other things going on, I still feel like deep down she still wasn't done with Housewives. So she had her, maybe she wanted to protect her pregnancy, protect all of that. So she's not a housewife anymore. I do feel like there's still that longing for her because when she talks about how she became a housewife, it wasn't that somebody randomly slid into her mess. I mean, they did, but she said when she watched the first season of Potomac, she felt like she needed to be on the show. And she said, I'm going to tell the truth. She told the Carlos, she prayed. She said, I actually prayed on my knees, Lord, let this opportunity come to me. And if so, I will do X, Y, and Z. You want something that bad, it can't be that easy unless you are completely, and she still talks about it. And I feel like she still talks about it with an air of being hurt and not just, I'm over it. You know, some things that have happened to you that could be hurtful. You could talk about it, but it doesn't re-injure. I think when she talks about it, it may still kind of prick at the spot. So I
Yeah.
think it, depending on how bad, I will say she can, if Monique, if a producer or somebody said, listen, Monique wants to have a on camera apology because remember you and I talked about this on her podcast. Candace said, you know, and I heard that she talked about the scene with Monique and Giselle, but like not the scene specifically, but I heard she apologized. But that host still got my number, or she could get my number. That tells me she's open to a phone call because she would have said, she ain't got to apologize to me. We moved on. I don't want nothing
True.
from it. What she said was she got my number or she can get my number. So
That's
I
true.
think if somebody told her, listen, I've talked to Monique, she wants to have this on air conversation, I think she would do it because there is still a part of her that still wants to be a housewife, regardless of what she says. That's what I think.
No, you're right about that part. You're right. I think,
Would it benefit anything? I don't know.
yeah, I think she would come back.
I think she would come back
Would
sooner.
she have a conversation with, I know she just
Now,
recently said that
Giselle,
Because what she just said, because she just recently said she wasn't ready yet. She didn't say she never would come back.
Okay.
She said
Okay.
she wasn't ready yet.
What, to have a conversation with Giselle?
No, to come back on the show.
Okay. Okay.
As far as having a conversation with Giselle, see,
Yeah, do you think that would happen?
went deep. That whole thing went, and that's why I think a lot of people forget how deep that went with Giselle and Chris and Candace. That went deep.
And I think if Candace thought Giselle really felt that way, it wouldn't have affected her because she's a woman. She would be like, oh my God, like, Chris, you need to talk to her. Candace knew to play.
Right. She knew it was some bull. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Ooh.
the fact, and this takes me back, see, that's going to take me to a serious level with Giselle. I thought that was probably one of the lowest things that Giselle could have ever done. Yeah. This is something that could affect that man's reputation. He said that his job asked him about it.
The teachers at his kid's school, he got an email from them.
Yeah. He said that, I mean, this is something affected him. And it was bull. Yeah. And I'm a girl's girl, but there's nothing you're going to say to me to convince me that Chris did anything to Giselle to make her feel like he was harassing her in that manner. I just don't believe it.
And because if
part of it is because her story kept changing. But anyway.
Yes, and that was my thing. And even if she had said, Chris, I felt uncomfortable talking to you in the room because your wife wasn't there and I didn't want nobody thinking me and you was doing, that's even still a different conversation. They thought Candace was gonna go along with that and be like, oh, and Chris, come on, like, you got people thinking now. I've seen people say, oh, he seems like that kind of person. Oh, he's like, off the strength of her saying that.
Right.
So I'm with you. Sometimes you do. I think we get so desensitized to things that it's just like, oh yeah, she accused him. Not saying that I didn't think it was serious, but like,
no, I thought it was serious in the season, and I think that the way production handled it was very callous as well.
Yeah.
And I do think that Giselle owes Candace and Chris a sincere apology. I do. I think Monique owes Candace an apology. I do feel
No, you're gonna say it because you said there. Me and you talked about it, and I agree. There's accountability on both sides for different things to be had.
For different things, yeah. Yep. And before I said for different things.
Yes, because I knew you was gonna stop, but no, when you and I were talking about it, I was like, you know what, you're right. There's accountability on both sides for different things, but people hear accountability. Because at first, you're like, well, what did she? No, there's different things.
Different things, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that the two should be conflated. Like Monique owes Candace an apology, full stop, right? Regardless of how I feel about the fight or whatever. Yeah. Monique was wrong. Period. That's period.
And I agree with Candace now. I will say this. I would, stepping back, if it wasn't Monique and Candace, if it was Ashley and Giselle, if you said on camera that if you hit me and said, you know what, Taria didn't deserve to be hit, and you apologize publicly to everyone else that was there, but not me, I would be like, I mean.
Well, here's the part that I think people are missing with that. And I know this, see, I don't even want to say it because
say it.
She's trying to defend. Remember